Oh my goodness. Batten down the hatches. It's gonna be a long night, or possibly just 10 minutes before it clears up. Welcome back. Thanks for popping in and joining us. What's happening today? Well, we went to the sisters. Went to see my sister. Went to see the dwarf. As you've seen, he's come back from his travels. He's okay. He's okay. A little bad and bruised, but they kept good care of him over there in the old Royal Mail department. So got him home safe. But we had some snap with him. We had a bit of snap. But while we were there, we saw the apple tree is full of fruit again, which is his neighbour's tree. They go away. I think they're already away for 2 weeks. The last time they went away for 2 weeks, they came back to a bald apple tree. Bit naughty, but it made good cider. It did make good cider, just one variety of apple. Now you're meant to have a mixture of cooking apples and eating apples. So you've got some sweet juice, some bitter juice, some sour juice, and that makes the best cider. So we're gonna do that because we've got plenty of cooking apple trees at my auntie's. So we're gonna raid her trees for the cooking apples, raid this tree for the eating apples, and Abby's friend has got 2 or 3 apple trees in her garden, and she says we just can't make enough apple pies and crumbles with them. And I know her fella's wanting to start making some cider, so he'll be using some for cider, but she said we just end up throwing them away, just mowing them up, cleaning them up off the grass and getting rid of them. So we're going to have plenty of apples, and what we think is going to happen is me and Paul have we've been putting a bit of money aside, just a tiny amount when we have it free, because we've wanted to get an apple press, and I've seen some I don't know what quality they are. They look alright, but we're either going to get the 6 litre one or the 12 litre press. I think it was Primrose. I think it was a website called primrose.com. I think it's a gardening website, like a nursery website. But they've got some in there. They've got some starting at 6 litre, going up to 15 litres, 20 litres. I don't know, but I think it's 30% of the crush when you've got the press full. 30% is the juice. So if you've got 6 litres, 30% of that is 1.8 litres of juice for each press, and so 12 litres is going to be closer to 5 litres for each press. But I'm not too concerned if it's small. We'll just have to do more presses to fill the bucket. But what I am concerned with is having somewhere to store the press when we're not using it. So if we have a bigger one, if we have like a 12 litre one, am I going to have space to store that? I'm thinking at the minute, if I have the 6 litre one, I can sit it in that corner and it won't be sort of harming anything there. It won't be in the way. But he's coming round later. He's coming round later because we're going out with the rifles. We're going to have a bit of a jolly down the old lanes, and that's something that we've been missing. We used to do quite a lot of stuff together like that. We used to regularly, or as regularly as we could, we used to go out with the rifles and have a chat and sort of meet up and shoot at some targets, and if there's any pigeons or rabbits about, we used to have them and cook them up. But time is not a friend of ours at the minute, so we've really not had time to sort of meet up. So I'm quite looking forward to the fact that if this cider press comes off, and even if it doesn't, sod it, we're going to make cider together. So we're going to get together, we're going to make some cider. We'll do a full day of cider making, and then he'll be able to take his 5 gallons away with him, and I'll ferment mine here, and he'll have a good steady source of scrumpy or cider. Or scrumpy. Scrumpy's like naturally fermented, is it? I don't know. I'm not the biggest expert in ciders. In fact, I am not an expert at all. In fact, I know very little about making ciders. I made it last year from the tree at his neighbour's with just one variety, and it came out lovely. It was really, really nice. and I've only ever made 2 ciders before that, and they were what do you call them, hard apple ciders, so just juice from Morrison's, and added yeast and sugar to that, and that was okay. But the hand press stuff was a lot better. But if we don't get the press, then we'll have to be hand pressing it again, which wasn't fun. I did 5 gallons of apple juice, and I grated it through the food processor and then hand squeezed it through a muslin bag. 5 gallons of the stuff I did like that. But it was a labour of love. We got the 5 gallons and it turned out perfect. It was really good, really nice. And if we have an abundance of apples, because I think we've got quite a few people that have said, yeah, we've got apple trees and just go to waste, then we'll make it, bottle it, and sort of give it a lot of age and see how it goes. We might even get some oak chips or something like that, and recommend to secondary on oak chips. We're going to experiment with this one. We're going to see how far we can run with it. Depending on the apples, we're going to get some, probably get some blackberries, get some fruits in there, and probably have, I don't know, 2 or 3 demijohns of different ciders, and then the bulk of it's just going to get bottled as just cider. But the boil pot, when we get round to fixing it, which is what we're going to have a look at in a second, if this video doesn't go on too long, is going to be perfect for pasteurising the apple juice, because we've got the elements wired into the PIDs, which I haven't used like that at the minute. I haven't used the PID for the boil pot because it gets up to boiling temperatures and doesn't go any higher. You don't need the PID for that. And then the only sort of time I'm really looking at the PID for the boil pot is when the elements are off, so it's not actually flicking anything on and off. It's just measuring the temperature, so when I rack it into the fermenter, I can see that it's at pitching temperatures. So this time it's going to be used for the first time, PIDs, because I can set it at 76, 77 degrees, and we can pasteurize the juice for 10-15 minutes. Bang on. Right, enough rambling. It's already 7 minutes in. Let's have a look at the plug assembly. Let's have a look at this then. So you can see that the peg here has really had some heat around it, and it's started to melt the housing around it. So let's crack her open and have a look what's happening at the back, because I had a quick look when I noticed it, and I think the wiring's alright. I don't think it's the wiring that's the problem. So if that's the case, then it's just ordering a new plug assembly to fit. Let's have a look in here. Yeah, so it all looks okay. It all looks okay. But look at that. I think the plug's just had it and got warm. I don't know why, but the wiring looks fine. You know, there's been no heat around them. They all look fine. So I think we're just going to have to replace the old socket and the plug bit and see how we get on with it. That's what we're going to do, guys. Now, today, this afternoon, if I get a chance, we're going to get into the back into the old eBays and find these plug sockets. You have to get the right ones, the ones that will handle the power. And that looks a bit suspicious, but we shall get the right ones, like we thought we did last time. And that's just got a bit of tape around it just to be a little bit safe, but the power things are off. And so yeah, no one's going to be in here, so it's not a problem. Got these a while back, got these ages ago, got these last year, and just forgot to mention them. I've got one for this and one for the HLT. The HLT needs it more than the mash tun because of steamy. That's why this is on here, because these lids just let steam through the sides. But the towel's working alright at the minute. But what I need to do is I need to mark it and cut some out, because you can see where it's not the right size. I didn't think they would be the right size, obviously, because how would you know? I knew I'd have to do it, but I've just not got round to it. But yeah, got them. Oh my goodness. But that's it, fellas. That is it for another Fun Day Sunday. I've been putting a list together for the brewery tour. Okay, just making a bit of a list there, so I don't forget anything. But if there's something in particular you want to know, and you want me to put in the brewery tour, leave it in a comment below, and I'll be sure to write it down in my little book of tricks. So as always, fellas, don't forget to thumb this video because you don't want to do. Don't forget to subscribe. There's a little red button down here that says subscribe. Click it and you won't miss out on what's coming up next. Share the video, get it out there for all to see. And until next time, I'm out of here.